get in my way. I wouldn't want to be you.
I didn't even have a choice. The game just picked him for me.
I'm checking his live stream. Hold up.
I don't even live stream, dude. See, that's how you know that most shit is all just live now.
FaZe fucking lost today.
FaZe lost? Oh, I had no idea. It's like basically everybody and anybody is live streaming now.
Fucking him, dude. That's sick.
Oh my god, you're so embarrassing, by the way.
How?
And then as soon as I went to actually go and open up the oven, I just completely lost motivation. I don't know what I wanted to cook, but I was just gonna start preheating to a certain degree. I don't even know. All I know is not that much has changed, considering I still didn't fucking cook shit. It's been a couple days since I played some COD, but you know, one thing that I'm slowly starting to realize is maybe I'm just only good at first-person shooters. Nothing else.
What's the advantage?
You're actually challenging that shit. You're insane. I just dropped into my bullet. Gordon would not be proud of me for giving up so easily, but this is a new experience for me, trying to do more adult shit. I hate that shit. Let's check the blackjack shop. I mean, of course there's nothing new inside of the blackjack shop. There never is. If it's something new, it's something I've already seen, and it's just like, now here's the issue that we've been running into as the Call of Duty community here. We don't really know what the fuck we want, I think. It's really strange. Because you've seen it, myself included, everybody out here, we just make like all these videos talking about like all these issues and stuff, but none of them ever really happen or like completely come to full fruition, and we never ever actually know if we were right or not with our assessment on the game and what the game needs. It's really strange because as somebody that has been playing this entire series for over 10 years, you would think that a lot of us have a good idea of what the game needs and doesn't need. But no, there's a lot of different viewpoints, which is actually kind of a sign of a really healthy community in that sense, but I mean, a lot of things don't reflect that. What's also crazy is the amount of people that didn't even know about like the whole sniping scene or like how FaZe or any of these other like sniping teams and organizations and shit are able to become what they are. It's kind of like assume that they're just kind of there. Oh my goodness. Basically the point I'm trying to make is it's actually crazy like how much of the story that people don't really know or understand. It's just more so they're not taking the time to learn about it. I mean, why would they? Does it really matter? No, not really. It's kind of similar to the way that we all like assume that certain things could be fixed in game really easily, even though most of us aren't programmers or some shit, or developers in any way, shape, or form, but we're just spewing out ideas left and right. So maybe there's a common ground here. I don't know. But I'm actually wondering if there is a Call of Duty out there that was crafted to be exactly what everyone's favorite thing is, as like a full, I don't know, if you could interview every single person and like some sort of evaluation on all of the people that have ever played the game and what their preferences are and what their favorite guns are and all the favorite maps, you go and put them all together and somehow wipe everybody's memory. I'm curious to see if you were to wipe everyone's memories, create the quote perfect Call of Duty, and I wonder if people would actually still even play it. Sometimes I feel like games and like their popularity doesn't necessarily correlate with them being a good game or not. It's more so time and place and just partially luck. I mean, that's basically life, right? Like me, position that I'm in, like, yeah, I grinded and shit, but without some luck, you guys wouldn't have any fucking idea who I am. Put that guy out really quick. Kind of a slow shot. Got the heel up there, check the corner. And then he just kind of didn't even see me here. It was really weird. Like, side shots, that guy knew I was there. I almost lined up this collat right there, but I took out that guy first. Even though the other guy was looking at me. I was afraid that that guy in front would have ran ahead if I had killed the other guy first, and I just never would have got to him. My teammates would have killed him. So I'd rather actually take the challenge than allow my teammates to kill that guy just for the sake of a clip. It's actually pretty detrimental. So as somebody from the Call of Duty community that has been playing this game for, you know, however long and been creating content on this game since, I have watched this game throughout all these years go up in popularity, go down in popularity, watch its life cycle year in and year out, and there's full of people out there that are huge fans of certain game series out there that get to experience the same thing that us Call of Duty viewers and content creators and just casual players experience. Basically, you know, you got that whole Call of Duty cycle where, you know, it's kind of the whole assumption of the entire Call of Duty community in itself of like, you know, toxic 12-year-old kids and all that shit. This is like the original, you know what I mean? The whole 360 quick scope and all those memes and the Mountain Dew, all that bullshit flying around, all that stuff. It's a joke. Basically just memeing this entire community, right? At this point, we wear this like a badge. I don't know how proud we are of it, but year in and year out, we watch a new game come out, the hype be around for, you know, a month, 2 months or whatever, and then the whole, like, usual process of, you know, the updating and just the usual way that they would do things and do their Black Ops passes and their DLC and the way that they just always do everything. Inevitably, after a couple months, the game popularity dies down. I mean, now, that's kind of a common thing, but this happens each and every single year on Call of Duty for, you know, one reason or another that we claim we know the answer to, and if this thing stopped and this thing changed and all this other shit, there wouldn't be an issue, but we don't really know. And trust me, I want what's best for the game and everything, but every year we watch this same thing happen where we get excited about the game, play the game like a great amount for a couple months, till inevitably the updates just aren't enough, or incentivizing enough, or coming fast enough, or just anything. Basically, a lot of the updates we ended up getting weren't equivalent to the amount of time that were taken, or at least, you know, what we were expecting anyway, in comparison to other games that are pumping out their content. And if they do pump out their content slower than, say, Fortnite, because obviously I have to mention that game, there's a few communities out there that deal with this each and every single time there's like a new update or expansion or something like that. Everybody gets all excited and like a whole new thing comes out and it feels all brand new for a little bit, and then reality starts setting in again, the excitement goes away, you get used to it. And is that a telltale sign of a really shitty game, or is it just, are we just fatigued? I don't really know what it is. It's not even just for Call of Duty. I mean, it's just for a lot of games. You ever have like your favorite games that you played from a year ago that you wish you could just keep playing right now, but it's just too dead, or it just feels like empty and pointless to play it just because not everybody else is playing it? It's just not the same. It doesn't give you the same feeling like if you go back to try to play like an old favorite game, or even watch like an old cartoon show, some shit like that. It's not the same magic that was there before. And I mean, yeah, obviously that's the whole nostalgia bug, but how the fuck did we play these things? If it's a nostalgia bug, how did we play these things for as long as we did? That's what's confusing to me. What makes people play this shit for as long as they did? I don't know. I just feel bad, especially for a lot of these communities. I mean, that kind of sounds really fucking stupid considering I'm a part of one of those communities, but Call of Duty fans have a lot in common with a couple other games. I don't want to name it because I don't want to piss people off and have them think that I'm just calling their game dead or irrelevant or some shit right now. That's not what I mean. Basically, extremely popular games from before that are no longer as popular now due to one reason or another. But they end up getting hype back and they have people end up playing it, you know, whenever like a big update comes out or something huge happens to that game. People come back for a certain period of time and then it just dies all over again. The people that are a part of those communities where those games just die, just over and over and over again, expansion or update in and out, every single one of them, you have to deal with it every single time. The content creator, you especially see that shit just because, you know, you can look at it through views, you can look at the comments from other people and shit. Like, I see this stuff all the time where people are like, oh, you know, I would be watching your videos more often, but I'm pretty sick of COD and Fortnite. What's really tough about the whole situation as a content creator, when you look at the website and you look at what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is playing, what everybody else seems to be enjoying, they're only necessarily like the most popular. It doesn't mean that everybody is just enjoying it the most, they're just the most popular. It's really strange to think of it as two separate things. For example, for me, my main game is Call of Duty. This game just comes in, gets the hype up each and every single year, dies down, comes back up with another update until inevitably the last couple months of its yearly life cycle, we're waiting for the next one already. That's what Call of Duty has done for a long time at this point, at least over 5 years now. As far as that whole mindset, basically everything after, starting at Ghosts, basically, that was kind of the downward slope at that point, right? It sucks too, because that's my main game. That's where I built myself up on, you know what I mean? And I love this game. It's just everything that I think of whenever I'm playing other games is like, how do I take all of the knowledge that I pulled from Call of Duty? I know it sounds cringy and stupid and Call of Duty super casual, blah, blah, blah. But this game honed my shooting skills and like on the controller and just thought processes and shit like that. As far as respawn game types and ideologies go, that's my main game, right? And then the most popular game is Fortnite. The common sense thing is like, yeah, just upload your main game until people get tired of it. And then you do that and then people get tired of it. So then you try something else. Oh, everybody seems to be enjoying this game. People have suggested it to me. Let me play it. But what happens when people get tired of that? What happens when people get sick and tired of your main game and the most popular game people are sick and tired of seeing? What do you do? I don't fucking know. For a daily upload? I don't fucking know. I could have been playing and uploading Call of Duty for all of these years, each and every single day, and I probably could have been sitting here like that for years. Yeah, the game would piss me off. Yeah, obviously I'd have some of these variety games, but it's my main game. The main game never lets you go. Obviously, your viewers and subscribers and stuff originally subscribed to you for those kinds of things. Obviously, you're not just gonna change your identity, you know? You're gonna love, like, you know, whatever your main game was or your original game. I think fatigue is just a real thing. People just get sick and tired of watching the same shit all the time. But then I start thinking about it like, why the fuck don't I? Am I insane? I don't know. I could live and die doing the same shit all the time, every fucking day. I mean, shit, I'm 25 years old and that oven scared the shit out of me when it started making noises. And I could do the same shit each and every single day, all the fucking time, 24/7, without really having an issue with it. Weird too, because there's always always this like dialogue going on inside of your head with yourself where you're just kind of like, do I play the main game today? Do I try something new? Do I read some of the comments and just try to do some shit there, see how that works out? There's a lot of things that go through your head. It's an exhausting process, you know? It's like, do I just play the typical normal game today? Do I try some shit that's new? What if everybody hates it? Okay, what if everybody loves it? Can I do it more than once? It's so many things that go through your head. I have people all the time saying things to me like, hey man, why don't you go and do those horror series that you did before? Here's the thing about those horror stories, like these games only come out like every once in a while where people would actually want a series on them. Content creators feel the same way about games, like the fatigue and all this other shit, and then you try some new things and they work out really well, and then you're not really sure what you're supposed to do with that, and then if it like works out really badly, but then you enjoyed that, it's so much shit, right? I mean, let alone the fact that you go and buy the fucking game and then you could just like play it one time and you know? I've done that so many times where I bought a game, played it, and made one video on it. People enjoyed it, but then I didn't really have like an idea for a second one or like what I should do for a second one, or just a second one doesn't really fit. So I just leave it at that, but that's not a good feeling either, to be honest. It also depends on the certain community that you're reaching as well. By playing a whole bunch of different games, there's a whole bunch of people that want to watch you for a whole bunch of different reasons. Some people straight up just don't fucking like you and they don't even care what you're playing. I saw a comment on yesterday's video actually, where somebody said they hadn't watched in a certain period of time because they hate Call of Duty and they hate Fortnite. And then I sat here and thought about it like, obviously that's just because you can't please everybody. There's always going to be people that you can't please. But at this point, I feel like people are just waiting around for something new again. Although I feel like that's probably the case all the time. And there's like a millions of people out there that aren't even playing either of those games that are having the time of their lives. I just gotta find them. And I don't really know what they are. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Pussy in my